Marriage, the first word that comes to mind is hard work.
I'll say, yeah, be careful on this one. I'm listening.
Hard work.
That's my middle name is what you're trying to say.
Yes, his name is Hard Work. And Strife, just kidding, it's not Strife. Marriage to me really does mean putting someone before yourself. Really going back to my faith, I feel that a true person who is Christ-like loves, and that's their whole reason for being, is to love. And true love is not about self, it's about the other person. It's about mankind. It's about the world around you. It's about loving and loving and loving. And I think that marriage is the perfect embodiment of expressing love.
My name is Tomme Beevas, and I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm originally from Kingston, Jamaica, where I spent all of my childhood, and then moved to the U.S. for college, and I've been in the U.S. ever since.
My name is Dara Beevas. I am from the Washington, D.C. area. I've been in Minnesota since 2007. We've been married 3 years.
You sure it's not 4?
It's almost. No, it isn't.
It's 3.
It's not almost.
See, you failed
4.
the test.
I did. I guess I believe that you should be able to love who you want to love. But I did grow up in a very religious home. I still very strongly value being a Christian. I think as I grew older and several of my closest friends came out to me, and being a Christian, of course, I thought about, what does God really think about this? And I think that as a person of faith, not just about homosexuality, you should always question, how does he feel about my having premarital sex? How does he feel about, my wearing something a little less conservative? Of course, homosexuality is a more serious subject, but I think that a person of faith should question with intellect the different things that come about in life, not just homosexuality, but everything. So yes, I questioned it. I've prayed about it. I truly believe that God loves everyone. I don't believe that a gay person is condemned to hell. I think that Christianity, rightfully so, has some explaining to do for how they've approached the homosexuality discussion.
My background is actually interesting. I'm Jamaican by birth, and I just became a U.S. citizen in less than a year, last April. One of the interesting parts about Jamaican culture is that we have a very homophobic culture. And that's purely based on religion. Because, again, it's a Christian country. Our religion dictates our constitution and our laws. So there is no
separation of church and state, actually,
right,
within Jamaican.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so when you come to the U.S. and having taken the oath just a year ago, where you're sworn to protect and uphold the Constitution, and in the Constitution, First Amendment is about separation of church and state. So recognizing that simple fact, my religious views should not dictate legislation. Likewise, legislation should not dictate my religious views either. I don't want for the government to tell me how to worship. Likewise, I don't want for my religious views or any religious views to dictate how our government operates. Whether it's Christian, whether it's Judaism, or whether it's Islam,
atheism,
or
too.
Atheism, or any other ism you can think of, I really don't think that should dictate our laws. And then taking it back to the gay rights issue, we see a lot of people who their relationship is just as strong. They go through issues just as much as we do. Especially the issues part. And that was a part that surprised me. Sitting there and listening to them, I'm like, wow.
Their issues are...
What's different between the two of you and our relationship, except for the fact that it's the in-the-bedroom stuff?
But what about the friends who are married who were like,
oh, God,
that's a mess?
We've had,
that is a mess.
Yes, we've had. Yes,
they need to stop.
Yes, so we see our gay friends. A lot of our gay friends were like, you know what? They deserve to get married. We see some other people are like, please help them out. They
Pack it up, baby. You're not gonna make it.
Call it quits
now. But we love being married. And you know, I'll keep them.
At least for another 80 years.